Alexa, volume down. So the first thing I do is I spray paint it white. This is just a tumbler from Michael's, a $2 cup. So I spray paint it white, let it dry. Really, probably I'm not the best person to be doing tutorials. I haven't been doing this a super long time. Still learning myself. But this is what I did. If you want to see, I coat it in epoxy. I have it taped off with electrical tape on the top so that the threads for the cup top don't get covered. Probably using about 15 mLs of epoxy. I mixed up 40 because I'm putting a coat on this cup next to me. I just get a good coat on there. Make sure the bottom's covered if you're doing the bottom. I heated it for just a minute with my heat gun. I used Pro Marine. Heated it for just a minute. I like it to be warm and kind of moving good. So I'm gonna let that spin for a minute and kind of level out. Put some more on this cup next to it. While I'm waiting. Thank God for silicone mats, because I'm a little messy.
Maybe I'm deep down hoping you come back to yell at me like you used to do. You were right, I'm just a stubborn fool, living in the past. When we were young and we were free, and all your friends were friends and we.
I don't know. Shit. So it looks like it's leveling good.
Holding on to memories. I got a king size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be. I got a king size bed and a PhD in the way it used to be.
And then I hit it with my torch just to make sure it pops all the bubbles.
I'm just a stubborn fool, living in the past. When we were young and we were free, all your friends were friends with me. Swimming in our clothes when the beach was closed, midnight on New Year's Eve. And if you're having trouble, baby,
Alexa, volume down. So I think we should be good and ready for the alcohol inks on this one. I should have taken the lids off while I was getting ready. So I'm going to use Snow Cap mixative for my white. I'm gonna use Mermaid, Tim Holtz. Just get these lids off and get this all ready. I'm gonna use Stream, oops, by Tim Holtz. Gonna use a little bit of Sailboat Blue by Tim Holtz. Oh, I don't know. Shit. It's not gonna focus. There it is. Sailboat Blue. And I don't know what this one is. I guess it's called Pool. I don't know who makes it. I assume Tim Holtz, but it is Tim Holtz. It's really not that hard, guys, at all, because I can do it. So if I can do it, you all can do it. So once the epoxy's got the bubbles out and it's had a chance to level a little bit, then you just start. You just drop it. Random, totally random. First I just start and get some on there and kind of see how it's going. It's not going to look even close to this when it's done. If you haven't done alcohol inks, it doesn't, it takes a while to know what's going to happen. We'll get there. I usually put on the colors and then I go back later and do the white. I'd like a white base on this one because I like to have some white in there. And if you're doing it in the same layer, the white tends to blend. So I try to wait and do the white at the end and do a white base. Probably need another lighter blue. I had another blue I wanted to use, but I didn't work. I didn't like it much. I tried some Brea Reese, it's called, I think, and it was too extra, and it didn't blend well. It just kind of floated on top of the epoxy. So I'm gonna try and throw in some denim. I think I used a drop or two of denim. It's kind of dark, but get a little bit more blue in there. One down here. I think I just used just barely a drop or two because it is really dark. And you just kind of add as you think you need it. And then give it just a second here and let it spread on its own. You can kind of see how it spreads out. If you want to break things up, then you can kind of throw some other inks, like here, and throw another ink in the middle, and it'll kind of break it up, spread it out a little bit. And it'll keep spreading for a while, so you're not going to know what it's going to look like. I like to help it along a little bit, so it's probably a good place to start. So I'm going to hit it a little bit with my heat gun. And the thing is that once you heat it, the more heated it becomes, the faster it sets. So you don't want to overwork it. Pro Marine, I've figured out, and I don't know if other ones are as picky, but it's super picky. It doesn't like to be overworked. So if you heat it too much, then try and do something with it, you end up with glops of crud on there. It looks stupid and you have to sand it. Or strip it, I guess. Strip it is probably a better word. So I'm going to hit it a little bit with the heat gun and show you guys what happens. So you can see as it starts to heat, it spreads more, kind of blends. And you can use the heat gun to kind of push it in the direction you want it to go to get the blend you want. Kind of cool to watch it go. Now we're starting to get the mix. It just depends on if it's the mix you want, or obviously that's a lot of white. I kind of like it with a lot of white in there, but I'm probably going to throw some more blue in there and push it around a little bit, see what happens. I have a different blue. I have Indigo by Tim Holtz. It's kind of dark, but I'm going to check it out and see what happens if I put it in. Everyone's just a little bit of trial and error, so you're never going to get two that look the same. Whoa, that was a lot. Eesh. That one dripped pretty good. Dang it. Not exactly what I was after, but probably going to have to break that up with something else because there's just a lot of that in there. Definitely put something lighter or put some white in there or something. I don't know. I'll try some. That was a lot extra. Dang it. I'm gonna get it to blend some. It's way too much. I like this blue because it's lighter. Stand to have some of that in there. If you're like me and a little bit of a control freak, then this can kind of be a hard thing to wait and just be patient and see what happens. I'm not really good at that. I kind of like to know that what I do is doing exactly what I want it to. Try a little white and see what happens. Don't use much light at all. At least I don't. Probably pretty close to done. I'm liking a lot of the white in it. And the different cells. It's kind of cool. So that's it, guys. That's what I do.